hung from the beam, my feet swinging uselessly in the air. There was a dagger in my pocket, and I reached for it. My fingers hit the cold steel hilt. I didn't get a good grip, and the dagger slipped to the floor with a clear clink. A light bulb above the beam swayed, like a tiny reminder not to give up. I forced myself to do a pull-up, my body swinging like a drawn string. Each swing felt like a tug of war between me and life itself. At a perfect rhythm, I finally grabbed the post on the beam. I unscrewed the bulb, and the glass broke into sharp shards in my hand. I used the glass to cut the ropes on my wrists, clenching my teeth against the pain, and I pulled up with everything I had. I climbed up slowly, hauling what felt like a body that still wanted to live. The rope around my feet finally slipped free from the hook. I jumped and hit the cold, hard floor with a heavy thud. I got up and picked up the dagger, the blade throwing back a faint light. I cut the rope around my feet, and warm blood ran from the wound, real and grounding. I hurried away from that awful farm, leaving chaos behind. The yard was hung with shoes of every size, like a silent memorial. I don't know how long passed before the thugs came back. They stormed the house and found I was gone, then sent people searching everywhere. I ran barefoot until my soles ached, not sure how far I'd gone. Exhausted, I couldn't let my guard drop for a second. I found a shabby shack, like a shadow of luck. Inside was a pair of shoes. I found another length of rope and rolled it into my pocket, a thin hope for later. As night approached, I climbed a tree to scout, my eyes turning sly. White smoke rose in the distance. They had sent searchers. Late at night, I crept toward the smoke, my nerves pinpricked by tension. I meant to take a man's weapon, but only found a box of ammunition. A flash of thought hit me, a split decision born of despair. I tied the ammo box to a rope and hoisted it into the fire from the tree. The box hissed in the flames as the casings heated and swelled. Under the blaze, the rounds began to go off like desperate fireworks. A man was left badly injured, his cries swallowed by the night. I didn't linger. I covered his mouth and nose to keep him quiet. I took everything useful from his pack and shoved it into my own. The next day, a motorcycle's roar pushed at my nerves as I fled. I quickened my pace and then tripped on a strand of wire. As I stood and eyed the wire, my mind raced. I gathered spare strands and straightened them, slipping them onto my hands like gloves. I twisted them tight around a wooden stake and fastened them to a tree. I measured the wire height with my own reach. It sat right at neck level. Everything was set. This next move had to draw the thugs into the trap I'd set.